Hey y'all, I hope everyone's doing good. Thank you so much for coming by my channel, and as always for being loving and supportive and just being part of my life. I know I thank y'all for being there, but really y'all have been so amazing. I'm blessed to have this channel. I really am. To have the messages and the support, especially Instagram. And I know I mentioned Instagram a lot on here, and some people don't have Instagram, and that's totally fine. I'm not good with technology either. I am really not, but I communicate really well through photography. Like if I'm having a day where I just can't put it into words, but I can take a picture of how I feel, or I can take a picture of something that inspires me or something that I want to make, I'm gonna put it on my Instagram. So for those of you who don't have Instagram and may want to follow me on there, my name is Jenny Laura 87. I will always post the link below. And again, that's not to have like my subscriber count on there or anything go up. It's just because when I'm not here on YouTube and you're wondering like what's happening in her life, like is she okay, is she going through something, because a lot of you know, if you've been following me a while, quite often I am. I put it on there, and so you can kind of keep more up to date. But again, definitely not a requirement, no pressure or anything, just want to remind y'all of that. And it's just been incredibly helpful lately. So if you're new to my channel, I know you did not know anything about this topic, and if you've been with me for a minute, you also did not know an update on this, but you knew that this was happening. I was, let's see, at this point I would have been like 4 months pregnant, I think. I'm not exactly sure on the date. I know that's awful, but I was excited about it. Some of my last videos I took were of thrifting while pregnant and buying like little baby things, talking about saving money and just having a child in general. And I was happy that I was pregnant. I mean, this is gonna be a whole nother video. This is like a series of videos I need to talk about this, so I'm not gonna get like too deep into this, but the point of this video is that my pregnancy did end. Unfortunately, I did have a miscarriage at 3 months pregnant, and I want to say it was unexpected, and it kind of was, because I did not, who expects really to have a miscarriage? Who really plans for that and knows how to recover from that? I mean, I know I don't. It's not something that I've ever been through, but I know it's something that so many, probably millions of women have been through. I know I'm not alone. You know, you feel alone when you go through it, but when you start to research it, when you start to have people reach out to you, you realize you are just one in a sea of women that have experienced this. And it has been very comforting. The people that have seen me on Instagram and known this has happened, that have reached out to me, that have emailed me, that have prayed for me, and that have thought of me. And I mean, seriously, if you're one of those people, I am so, like, it was so helpful, and it kept me so strong on days where I know I would have really broken down. And there have been those days. There have been those days where I have just been like, I want to lay down and die. Like, I don't want to even function anymore. I've been so upset. I know I will be so upset. There will be many days like that. We were very excited. We were supposed to have a baby in between November and December. Again, we were not exactly sure on the date. We were just starting to have like ultrasounds, and they were gonna like measure the heart rate and stuff like that and determine like how big the baby was and exactly like what our delivery date thing was. So I did have some doctor's visits and stuff like that. But long story short, I was having a lot of medical problems with this pregnancy, like a lot. And I had never been pregnant before, so I wasn't really able to determine whether or not that was normal or not. It did not seem normal to the extent that I was having them. I mean, a lot of women I know have like hormonal problems, and they have nausea and all kinds of things going on with their bodies that is not like the norm for when they're not pregnant. I had like constant chills, like I was always hot or freezing cold. I always had layers of clothes on. It would go on all day long. I would wake up with night sweats. I was miserable. I just ate bland food. All I wanted was like grilled cheese sandwiches, and it wasn't like a craving. It was like I felt really sickly. I just felt like something wasn't right. I felt very, very ill, and the thought of having to do that for like 6 more months, I mean, all of it just felt so incredibly defeating and depressing. And I would have happily done it for that long and taken back, you know, everything that has happened. You know, and in hindsight, I feel very guilty about sitting here and, you know, or not sitting here now, but sitting there then and thinking, you know, this is really frustrating. I'm miserable, because I wish I had just spent more time being like, I'm pregnant, and I'm thankful that I am, because so many women struggle to be, so many women, you know, do lose their pregnancies and stuff like that. And I wish I had been more appreciative of it. You know, that's just something that I have to kind of live with, you know, and remember. Sometimes it's important to remember even when it's painful, because the next time it happens, I want to have a different outlook on it. I really do. I want to focus more on what is instead of what isn't. And speaking from somebody with mental illness, a lot of you know I have depression and anxiety. It's very, very difficult to do that when you're pregnant. It's very difficult. But at least I'm aware of it, you know. And also too, I truly believe that all babies go to heaven. One of my good friends told me, you know, heaven is made for babies. Heaven is made for beautiful places and beautiful people, and you know, I have comfort in that. I really do, and I believe things happen for a reason. I have faith in the Lord. I'm not angry with God. I'm not, but I understand why people would be. I understand, because when you lose something, you're questioning everything. You're questioning, you know, your existence and your religion, and it's just like really hard, you know. You just question it all. But at the end of the day, again, I just believe things happen for a reason, and I believe now is just not the right time for this to happen. And I am married to a wonderful man. I'm very happy. I mean, nobody has the perfect life or the perfect relationship, but I'm incredibly thankful and lucky that I found the person that I am with. I've been through divorce. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to live and love the wrong person, and I'm finally very content at where I am in my life with this. He's very motivational and supportive of me and so many things. He takes really good care of me, and I know, you know, he wants kids, I want kids. We're on the same page, so it's just gonna be a matter of time, and we're probably gonna try again. I'm not sure. We're also gonna look into adoption. It's just gonna take a minute, you know. Some people just have to take a minute when they go through something like this to figure out where their head's at and just to kind of recover in general from it. So that's just kind of where I am right now. With that being said, I do want to start doing a lot more DIYs, because when I go through stress or trauma, the number one thing I want to do is like work with my hands. Now, I've been wanting a DSLR camera again recently. I don't have the money to get one for sure right now, but I used to have one, and when I would get really dark, I would go out and take pictures, and some of my best pictures came from some of my most painful moments, I feel like. And if you have a camera, whether it's a phone camera or whether it's a DSLR or digital, definitely try that, you know. Just try driving out somewhere, taking some pictures. It doesn't have to be of people. It could be of nature. It could be of landscape. And I promise you, art, I mean, not even photography, like painting, creating, jewelry making, even selling, going out and searching, thrifting. Y'all know I love some thrifting, but I have to be really careful with spending money when I'm stressed out. As many of you know, when you go shopping and you're stressed out, that can equal some dollar signs, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what I'm looking to do right now, especially because we have so much going on in our life. I want to make some informative videos to help women who have gone through this, and that's going to be in the future, not right now. I need to take some more time for me and just to get through this, so y'all may see some like DIY videos coming up and some thrift haul videos, that kind of thing. Items for my Etsy shop before I talk more about this. But I do want to talk more about this because I had no idea such a high percentage of women went through this, and though there is some information, I feel like it's more medical information when you Google it than there is, I don't know if it's people speaking out about it or what it is, but there just seemed to be a lack of, I don't know. What I should have done is gone on YouTube and really searched for some YouTube videos of women who have gone through this and watched those, and I think that would have been really comforting. I just want to be at the right place in my head to be able to give y'all more information about it, and, you know, not be super emotional about it, because I want y'all to take away information about it and not take away, you know, feeling like I guess you need to get a couple boxes of Kleenexes, you know, and nothing's wrong with that. It's just, it's what I want to put out there. It's just give me some time on those videos, and that will happen in the future. I did want to say too that if you or your friends or your family have suffered a miscarriage or child loss, and you do have certain questions you would like answered, or things you can't find online that maybe you would like from somebody who has experienced it, feel free to leave it below or to email me. I'm going to provide my email so it can be completely private and anonymous. You do not have to put your name. If you do put your name, don't worry, I will not put it into a video. I'll put your question into the video and try to answer it the best I can, but again, no one will know it came from you. This is a very personal and private thing to go through. I can't even explain the level of just how tough that this has been, but I know there's people out there that have questions, and I may or may not have any of the answers, but if I can help you, I'm willing to do that. And when I start making videos on this topic, I'll remember your question and I will try to get back to you. If I have an answer, or if I have something I feel like I can include or add to it, I will. So again, I will add my email address down below if you just want to reach out, if you have something to say, or if you recently experienced something and you just want to talk to me about it, or just communicate in general, you can email me. And just make sure you put in the subject line for Jenny. Just put for Jenny, and I'll know that it's not like spam or something like that, and I will read it. I'm not super fast about getting back to people that email me, unfortunately, because I have a lot going on, but I do read them and I will make a great effort to get back to you. I really will. So I'm gonna head on into Walmart now. I need to get some groceries. I need to look for a couple of things for crafts. Then I need to go home, and I also need to get some storage containers, so I may possibly go to the Dollar Tree later. I'm not sure, but it was really important to me today to get this video out to you and to just, like, I wish I could give all of y'all a hug, like I really do, and for this support. I mean, it's, you know, you feel so alone when you go through trauma, you really do, and a lot of us that are introverts or that have mental illness, we want to curl up and we want to disappear, and we want to handle it by ourselves. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want advice on it. We don't want people to check on us. That doesn't mean it's the healthy thing. That just means that's where our head's at. That's what we feel like we want. And again, remember, just because we want it does not mean that's what we actually need at the time. And so my way of reaching out is to post pictures sometimes about what I'm going through and to write about it. And I had message after message after message after email of people that touched base with me that either said, I've been there, or I know someone that's been there, or I'm so sorry. I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for you. I'm loving you through this. And I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that there was just like angels that were just like around me and Jeremy during that time, and that helped us like really survive that week that we went through. So again, I will give y'all more information about that in the future, but until then, thank you so much for loving me and supporting my channel. I'm so glad you're here, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye guys.